right, welcome back to some more sewing, and let's talk about our fabric. So when we cut fabric, sometimes we can even cut fabric by just stimping it and ripping it, but whenever we do that, we leave a raw edge of the fabric. And what that means is this is where we cut the fabric, and this part of the fabric is a little bit vulnerable. It's a raw edge, and as you can see, fabric is just made from like weaving strings together, and if we leave raw edges on things, then these little strings pop out and our fabric can actually kind of unweave itself. So when we are sewing stuff, and take a look at your clothes and anything that's sewn, we typically try to hide and kind of protect these raw edges so that what we're wearing doesn't unravel, or what, you know, our blankets don't unravel, or pillowcases don't unravel. So we're going to do a little sewing right now, and first thing we want to do is we want to hide this raw edge. So one way of doing that when you're sewing, especially if you're sewing like the edge of maybe the sleeve of something, or the edge of like the hem of your pants, or whatever it is, you can hide the raw edge. If we just fold this over like this and sew it, this raw edge is still here, so we're going to protect it a little bit more by rolling it over again. And now we can't see that raw edge anymore, okay? Now if I was to try and start sewing this like this, then I have the possibility of kind of this little bit like unraveling as I'm sewing. So to keep things secured in place, we use pins. Okay, and we use them nice and strategically. Okay, what I like to do, I'm right-handed, so when I sew from right to left. Okay, and that's going to tell me how I want my pins to go. I want my pins to go from right to left. So if I take a pin, the pin has the point and it has that ball side. So what I do is I put the ball side to the right, and then the pointy side to the left, because I'm going to go from right to left. If I'm sewing from right to left and the pin is sticking the other way, I might kind of hurt myself as I'm going. This way the needle is pointed away from my hand that's doing a lot of the sewing. Okay, so I fold this over. It's always like a good idea too to iron things depending on the fabric, but we're not going to get that fancy today. That is a good, strong fabric. There we go. Careful as you're doing this. This fabric's a little stiff. That's okay. Okay, and there's all kinds of pins out there with fancy little endings. My mom has some with like stars and moons on the ends of them. There's other ones that just have like a little flat top on them. All right, there you go. And so now we've prepared our edge for sewing. We've hidden the raw edge, and we're going to prepare our needle, and then I'll show you how to sew.